Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in. This week, we've got some exciting racing happening today. The iRacing's newest series, the Production Endurance Challenge, is going to head to iRacing's newest track at the Bend in Southern Australia. This is the Shell V-Power Bend. We're going to be running the West Circuit here in the Production Car Endurance Challenge, which is a much shorter layout than the full layout here. This is going to be the, I believe, the shortest of the layouts, but we're going to have 4 different classes of vehicles on track. We'll see the BMW the BMW M2, also featured in the M-Power series, the Renault Clio, the Toyota GR86, and the Mazda MX5. Should be a ton of fun. Stick around and buckle up as we've got qualifying just underway here. Take a quick look at how things are shaping up in qualifying in just a moment, but let's first take a look at what kind of conditions out here our drivers have to face. Early morning in Southern Australia, you can see the sun still coming up, a little cloudy on the horizon, but 19 degree air temp, which is going to translate to 19 degree track temp too as well. So relatively cool day for our drivers out there. They shouldn't have to really worry all that much as far as burning up tires and using up their tires. This is a 2-hour endurance race. They are going to have to make a couple pit stops. I don't suspect we'll see many tire changes on the first stop. Potentially on the second stop, we could see some strategy come into play there. We've got a number of drivers in the field here. Looks like close, upwards of about 50 drivers, 40 drivers, well over 40 drivers, pushing 50 drivers in the session here for this one. So timing and scoring kicked up here. We're currently on board with Simon Trendell sitting on top of the BMW M2 class. Simon rocking a 6400 I rating. Let's take and quickly pop up here what the SOFs are for each class. So you can see there, definitely some strong competition all throughout the classes. 3.5K in the M2, 3.1 in the Toyota GR86. Look at that Clio split, 4.8K in the Renault Clio split. MX5, another 4.5K. So real tough competition out there amongst all of our drivers. They will have definitely a ton to battle for. Let's take a look here at our current Clio leader, Miguel Freitas, leading the way on the Clio side of things. Currently sitting up top with a 129.13. He's got 1/10 over Mohammed El Harry in second place. Andrew Pike 10th back too as well. Kevin Anfield 10th. And then Kuzma's Lesnoy in 5th. So our top 5. Not much in between them. You could throw a blanket over the top 5 in the Clio, separating about half a second, not even half a second, 4/10 amongst them. So tight battle in and around the Clio field. Let's see what we've got for Mazda's Cam Eben out front of the Mazda field. Almost 11,000 I rating on this driver right here. Let's go on board here with Cam, currently leading the way in the Mazda side of things, up 2/10, or sorry, just dropped back down as we see Adnan Grozdanik. He's going to take top spot away from Cam Eben by 2/10, so strong lap by Grozdanik out there. So we'll see. He's got something to offer for our leader on the Mazda side of things, Cam Evans. So Grosdandic, no slouch himself, well over 6,000 iRating. Once you get above the 5,000 iRating, you're really not much separating, not much from the drivers in the 7,000 range. They're all fairly close on lap times. Oh, it's one of our Clios parking it. Another Clio parking it. We go on board here with Lincoln Fox. Lincoln currently sitting third overall in the Mazdas right now. Trying to improve on his lap time. It's going to be interesting once we get all 50 cars out here on track. Actually, we got over 50 cars. We have, what do we got? 57 cars in the split here for this one. So it is going to be hectic out there, especially on this short west layout. Our drivers are going to have to exercise a little bit of patience, especially with the faster BMW class cars once they start catching up to the slower Mazdas and Toyotas, as well as the Clio 2 as well. On board here with Matt Martinovic, currently in 7th place in the Clio split. See him using up the curb there, running a little wide. You can use up all those limits on that corner there. It is not an off track. So see if Martinovic has enough time to improve here. With only about 15 seconds left to go on the clock, it's going to be tough for him to get across the line. Now look back here at Steve Cutler, currently 12th in the GR86 field. He's going to head across the line. We'll see if he's able to improve this time by... Oh, he's going to get caught by the timing loop just at the end. So that's going to end it for qualifying. Let timing and scoring reset here, and then we'll take a look at our results. Hi, first up, we'll take a look at the BMWs. Kevin Cerrone going to take top spot. He'll have Marcel Marox beside him. Simon Trendle and Michael Hanswick are going to make up row 2. Alberto Garcia and Marcel Stegman in row 3. Samuel Fields and Eli Poe in row 4. Andrew Macaluso and JP Wilson round out the top 10. Emils Eskins and Steven Bredzen going to round out the top 12. Then we get into the Clios. Miguel Freitas takes top spot. Mohamed El Harry in second. Andrew Pike and Kevin Anfield going to make up row 2. Rui Teixeira and Kuzma Lesnoy in row 3. Row 4 goes to Matt Martinovic and Sidney Hards. Then we get into the GR86. Chris Brout going to take top spot. Matt Benson in second. Daniel Nielsen and Yanxi Lin in third and fourth. Gage Hymas in fifth and Mike T.R. Rose in sixth. Luis Alcala in seventh and Eugene Serdiak in eighth. Mike Arcaro in ninth. George Gruber in 10th. Brian Molitor in 11th. And Steve Cutler going to start in 12th. 13th goes to Owen Franson. Lucas Balzarak in 14th. Tobias Roner in 15th. And 16th goes to Sean Walsh. Barter Jensen in 17th. Nicholas Snellgrove going to round out the GR86 field. Then we get into our Mazdas where Adnan Grozdanik going to take top spot away from Cam Eben in second. Lincoln Fox in third. Xavier Kane going to start in fourth. Fifth goes to... Oh, we're missing his name there. Will Blackwell Chambers. Guess his name was too long to fit into the box. Scotty Banks in sixth. Cinder Corton in seventh. Charles Wolfe in eighth. Per Sandberg in ninth. Jack Veazey in 10th. Timothy Rosenfeld in 11th. Andre Navarro in 12th. Mark Elvidge in 13th. Streamer Matt Malone in 14th. Tom Sanders in 15th. Kevin Kramer in 16th. 17th goes to Ray Lombardi. Hunter McCall in 18th. And rounding out the field is Joa Hedler. So there you go. 57 cars. We're just waiting for a couple cars to grid up. Looks like Joa Hedler and Gage Hymans might be starting from the tail of the field or potentially in the pits. So have a look at our grid pulling away. A little bit of separation amongst the classes. The Clio is leaving a little bit of room. This is the short layout track, so there's not really a whole lot of room where they can lay back. You're going to want to lay back a little bit to avoid any kind of carnage that may kick off at the start in the Mazda side of things, but they don't want to leave too much room because the GR86s will be not too far back of them, and the Mazda's not too far back of them, so it's going to get tight out there. drivers are going to have to show patience where they can. Remember, it's a long race. Anything can and will happen in this one at some point in time. Let's take a look back here from our pole sitter in BMW. You can see the fleet of BMWs in behind them. We've got 12 BMWs in that field, 8 Clios. Nice showing by the Clios here this evening. It's a little bit of an often underlooked series of car. These guys for the most part have to kind of plan their races throughout the week to get a decent grid, and it looks like a nice group of them showing up here today with actually one of our higher SOF classes, so well done by them. Chris Sprout and Matt Benson leading around the GR86 field. Our largest class of the field is 17 cars in the GR86. And 17, oh sorry, actually 19 in the MX5 if the car of Joa Helder joins up with the grid. But showing back up on our leader, you see the sun starting to come up, getting a little lighter out there. Headlights popping off on the cars. Kevin Cerrone following the pace car. Rest of the field in behind. Marcel Marox trying to warm up his tires as best he can. And we're going to head to the front straight. We're getting ready to go. And we're off into turn 1. We're going to kick off week number 3 of the Production Endurance Challenge. Kevin Cerrone going to lead them down into turn 1. Marcel Marox and Michael Hanswick battling it out for second place. Simon Trenwell trying to get in there too as well. Looks like Marox going to hold on to that position for now. Hanswick and Trendle battling it out for third place. Hanswick looking up the inside. Trendle not ready to let him go. Oh, they're going to make some contact. That's going to drop Hanswick back into the start of the Clio field. Thankfully for him, the Clio's left enough room where he's able to recover and not have to worry about really getting taken out by those Clios. But we'll catch a replay of what happened there in a few moments once things sort out. But on the Clio side of things, Michael Freitas holding on to his top spot over Mohamed El Harry. Thomas Thursk not too far behind them, but top 2 breaking away early on. Back to the GR86, Chris Sprouse, Matt Benson holding on to their spot. Yushwan Lee moves up 1 spot, dropping Daniel Nielsen down to 3rd. See a little bit of smoke from one of the Clios up ahead. The Clios don't have ABS, I believe, so you can lock up the front tires very easily on them. Let's head back up here to the front battle between the BMWs. Kevin Cerrone feeling a little bit of pressure from Marcel Marox now. Simon Trendle in 3rd, drop back a little bit after that altercation he had early on with Michael Hanswick. Cross line, finish up lap 1. That's how quickly it goes here at the Bend on the West Circuit. 1 minute 26 lap times for our leaders on the first time by. Top 3 holding steady where they qualified. Let's take a look back at the Mazda field as they're coming around to complete up their first lap. Adnan Groznik leading the way from pole. See the stream of GR86s up ahead. It's going to get hectic once we start looping into multi-class overlap here. Cerrone holding off the charge from Marox. Marox going to have to settle for tucking into P2. We got a battle going on here between Steven Brenzen Oh, Brenton off track. That's going to allow Michael Hanswick to get by, and Emil Eskins. Oh, he's going to go off track again. Brenton's pushing hard after going off track, trying to recover as quick as he can. It's unfortunately not working out for him the way he would have liked. We've got smoke kicking off all over the place. We've got cars off track, cars spinning. Miguel Freitas, Mohamed El Harry leading the way in Clios. Chris Prout, our GR86 leader, working in around one of the Clios. See a couple of Clios locking up the left front tire into that corner. Prout having to back out not to get into that Clio as he's jumped Yushan Lee in behind him now. back to the Mazdas. Normally the Mazdas provide most of the entertainment and a lot of the draft tracks. This isn't such a draft track out here. A lot of overtaking opportunities. Looks like we've lost Matt Malone early on in this one. See if we can catch what happened to him. So our closest battle right now on track is amongst the Clio drivers. Freitas leading the way, El Harry trying to find a way through, separated by 2/10, these two. O'Harry fakes showing the nose in. He's going to run out wide, arc into that corner, try and maximize his exit space. Looks like Freitas had to back into the brakes, locked up that left front early on. That's going to allow O'Harry to close under the back of him. We'll see if El Harry can find a way around. Go on board here. Looks like Freitas gathered it back up. Let's open that gap back up again over El Harry. El Harry trying to drive deep into the brake zone. Freitas again going to lock up the right front. Didn't seem to cost him much time though. Got a pass here in the BMWs in the work. Michael Hanswick on a recovery run, trying to make back those spots that he lost early on with Simon Trendle. Again, long race. Plenty of time to try and recover those positions. We got time. Let's take a look at what happened between Hanswick and Trendle early on. See Hanswick on the inside, that pale green and gray car. Trendle just gets into the right rear corner of the bumper, spins them around. That's all it took on cold tires. We're starting to get some overlap amongst the Mazdas and the GR86s. This is where a lot of the excitement's going to kick off. As our leader Adnan Grozdanik making his way through the back markers of the GR86 field. See, the GR86 is a little quicker in the twisty stuff, but the Mazdas kind of prevail in the straight line sections. As Grozdanik making his way around. Balzeric, the GR86, is going to take Jeremy Fairbairn with him. So go on board here with Fairbairn as he and Grozdanik trying to make their way through the lap traffic. Well, I guess not lap traffic yet. The multi-class traffic. The GR86 is up ahead. You can see where the Mazdas close in on the back of the Toyotas in the quick stuff. That GR is going to go off wide. Snellgrove comes back on track. Fairbairn going to make his way to the inside. Doesn't want to lose the leader. Grozdanik up ahead, using up all that curb and then some. The final curb corner as they head out the final corner onto the straight. See what happened to Charles Wolfe. Charles early on making a move on the inside of that Mazda. They just have a little bit of contact. They both go around. Oh, it looks like that might have been what caught Matt Malone out. See if we can potentially pick up a camera angle of what happened to Malone. Here we go. Yeah, there was Malone coming in, had nowhere to go, unfortunately. So he's going to be able to drive it back to the track, or back to the pits to pick up that spot, but cars just continue to wreck in behind. Looks like VZ made it come in late on this one and still got caught up on it. Let's see what he sees as he comes around the corner. Got carnage everywhere. Mazda's here, there. Oh, that is not what you want to see. Start at the back, hoping to avoid that kind of carnage, and lo and behold, you find it anyways. Check back in our leaders, the BMW, Kevin Cerrone leading the way. Marcel Marox still trying to find a way around him. They've opened up 1.6 seconds over Simon Trendle in third place. Now look back here from Kevin Cerrone's car. You can see Marox lurking in the background. Trendle not too far back. Marox fell back from Cerrone in the last few corners, potentially falling back to pick up Trendle here. The two of them could try and mount a charge. on Kevin Cerrone up ahead. But right now, Cerrone has been comfortably leading the first 6 laps of this race. 8.5 minutes into this one, looking fairly comfortable up front. A little farther back in the BMW field, we got Marcel Stegman trying to find a way around Alberto Garcia Blasco up ahead. Looks like Stegman content to stay in behind here now, doesn't show his nose into the corner. Garcia trying to run as tight as lines as he can, using up a little bit of curb. You see some debris thrown up on the track from possibly those Mazdas we saw moments ago. A replay of the carnage that they had. Check back in our battle for the Clio top things. Miguel Freitas still leading the way over Mohamed El Harry. We saw El Harry fall back a little bit last time we checked into them. Looks like he's back to putting some pressure on Freitas. Just take a look back here from Freitas at what he's seen in his mirror. Again, locking up that front tire. El Harry thinks about making a move on the inside, unable to capitalize. He's holding the pressure on the back of Freitas. A couple 6,000 rated iRating drivers here battling it out at the top of the Clio field. Now Harry thinks about diving deep on the brakes. He's going to take it out wide though, try and maximize his exit. He's seen it before. Freitas has locked up the front a number of times into that corner. El Harry trying to capitalize on it. Unable to do so at this point in time though. Let's check back in our Mazda battle. Top 3 broken through the GR86 field. Grosdanek leading Fairburn and Kane. Looks like Xavier Kane starting to put some pressure on the back of Jeremy Fairbairn. Kane's last lap at 130.25 to Fairbairn's 130.0. Our leader, Grosdanek, 129.7. Almost 5/10 quicker than third place. See why that gap is starting to open up front for Grosdanek. Trio Mazdas heading to the line. That's going to finish up lap 7 for them. They are on to lap 8 now. Our GR86 leader, Chris Prout, opening up a nice gap now. He's got 7.5 seconds over Wan Shi Lin in second place, but Lin feeling some pressure from Dennis Nielsen in behind. The battle for second is on in GR86. See that Clio locking up just ahead of Lee. That's Kuzma Lesnoy. Interesting to see if this Clio holds up the battle for second place at all. Looks like Lin putting a ton of pressure on the back of that Clio, unable to find a way around though. That's going to allow Daniel Nielsen all the opportunity he wants to try and find a way up the inside. Luis Alcala trying to find a way around Wan Shi Li. Looks like they might be able to get by the Clio on the front straight here, but that Clio has a little better straight line speed than the GR86. They're going to have to try and find a way to get through on the infield section. Because in the straight line, the Clio has the power. Take a look back here from Lesnoy. Oh, doing everything he can to try and stay out of that battle. He realized now he got up on the curb and he was just being a hindrance to that battle. He backed out. Gonna let them through. Right now, Daniel Nielsen kind of stuck behind that Clio as the second and third place GR86s have got around. Nielsen trying to get through too as well. He'd like to get up there with Alcala and Lin. Alcala looks to the outside of Lin. Lin going defensive on the inside. It's gonna compromise his exit. They're both gonna run out wide. Looks like Nielsen gonna be able to get by Lesnoy potentially. There it is. He's finally got himself around Lesnoy. So second, third, fourth in the GR86s have made their way through. Matt Benson not too far back now. He's trying to make his way through there too as well. Check back in our overall leaders. Kevin Cerrone, Marcel Maroc, Simon Trendle still status quo, top 3. Cerrone leading the way, but they are deep into multi-class traffic now. You see the GR86s up ahead. Nicholas Snellgrove and Sean Walsh. It's the back end of the GR86 field. Another half a lap or so. I suspect our overall leaders will be deep into the traffic. Mohamed El Harry has had to relinquish his battle with Miguel Freitas at the top of the Clio field, as they've got the GR86 of Chris Prout in between them. Prout, our top GR86, and himself firmly in between the two Clios. The Clio is actually ranked as the second fastest class car by iRacing, but tends to struggle on a lot of the tracks. As I mentioned, it doesn't have ABS. That's why you see them locking up the front tires quite often. Where the GR86 has ABS, has traction control. I believe it's a little lighter too as well. So you see Prout trying to make his way around the Clio. Nice inter-class battle here between these two. Freitas doesn't necessarily want to just give the position away. He's got second place El Harry just behind Prout. He'd like to keep the separation between them as long as he can. Prout looking to the inside. Unfortunately, just doesn't have the horsepower to make that move past once the Clio gets into the straights. You see how quickly the GR can get in and out of the corners. It's going to move to the inside, but I suspect that Clio is going to pull away. We have a battle here between Mike Arcaro trying to chase down Eugene Serdniak up ahead. George Gruber in behind too as well. 3-car battle for 7th place in the GR86. Arcaro had that position. Serdniak had the position. Arcaro going to take it away. Serdniak again to the inside. Arcaro going to hold him off. Swapping spots back and forth. George Gruber just kind of sitting there waiting for an opportunity to try and make a move around these two guys. It's about the 4th corner. We've seen them go side by side through now. Arcaro going to tuck in behind. Oh, he just taps the right rear bumper of Serdniak up ahead. Backs out a little bit, lets Serdniak get gathered up, but that gives George Gruber the run he needs to stay right tight in the back of that battle. 7th place battle going strong in the GR86s. Back top of the Mazda class. Top 3 still battling it out. Grozniak leading the way. Fairbairn 2nd place. Kane up 1 spot. In 3rd place, we'll see if he's able to find a way around Fairbairn up ahead. We've got a lap to, or they're about to put a lap on Mark Elvidge up ahead. That's the blue Mazda off in the distance. Kane with a nice run out of that final corner. See if he's able to utilize the draft and make a move around Fairbairn into turn 1. So he's giving the bump draft to Fairbairn, trying to close that gap on Grozniak up ahead. Take a look back here from Grozniak, what he sees in his mirror. Adnan Grozniak led the way in the Mazdas, feeling pretty comfortable up front. So we drop back a little bit deep into the thick of the Mazda fields. We pick up Scotty Banks and Matt Malone. Malone, as we saw, involved early on that lap 1 incident where he really had nowhere to go. That track was just blocked full of Mazdas. He's got his buddy Scotty Banks up ahead of him. Banks currently in 8th place to try and chase down Per Sandberg. They've got the BMW of Eli Poe working behind. Poe currently 7th place in that class. On board with here with Matt Malone. You can see the stream of cars now steadily all around the track. Unfortunately, we don't have access to an iRacing track map yet, because the track is so new. Oh, Malone got tagged again. I believe that was Eli Poe, the BMW, got into the back from him. See if we can see what happened there. Oh, it was just after Malone got hit. So a rough race. A rough race going even rougher for streamer Matt Malone. Let's go back up front. Kevin Cerrone now still leading the way, opening that gap up a little bit over Marcel Marox. Gap now 7/10 between first and second in the BMW field. Mohamed El Harry. Looks like we might have lost one of our Clios, Miguel Freitas. See if we can find out what happened to Freitas. He was leading the Miss Clio class. Amongst all that other carnage, something happened, and there we go. Looks like Freitas off track. Let's see if we can pick up what happened. Leading the way. Oh, he's going to go deep off the track, out of the final corner. And then potentially something else happens after this as he enters pit lane. Let's see if he loses it in the first corner. No, he's going to continue on. And he got flagged for entering pit lane there. Interesting stuff. We'll have to keep an eye out here, see if I can pick up what might have happened to Freitas later on. Here it might be right here. Again, going off track out of the final corner. He's still on track though. Interesting. Timing and scoring, a little bit of an issue. But here we got a battle in the BMWs. Michael Hanswick on his recovery run. He's going to make his way around Andrew Macaluso and Steven Bredson. Bredson in the GR86. He's going to get Hanswick back up into 9th place. Still down 5 spots from where he qualified. Still got plenty of time to try and move through the field though. We pick up Mike T.R. Rose with Jianxi Lin, sorry. It's a battle for 3rd and 4th in the GR86 Toyota GR86 class. They got Matt Benson 5th place, just under a second back behind them. Clio's up ahead, that's 2nd and 3rd place in the Clio class of Thirsk and Chichera. You see Thirsk trying to hold off the charge of Chichera on the inside. Thirsk going to go wide. Chichera going to look up the inside. Thirsk going to fight back on the outside, but Chichera going to have the inside line here if he can get the overlap. Thirsk locks up the left front. Still a battle, drag race. They got a couple Clio or GR86s in behind those Clios trying to push them forward. It's an interesting track for multi-class. There's no real long straights where the faster cars can really leg out ahead. A lot of slow sweeping corners where the GRs are able to get right up on the back of the Clios, but they just don't have the horsepower to make that pass. Pop back here, look at the battle between Mike T.R. Rose and Jianxi Li. Again, that's 3rd and 4th in the GR86. On board here with Rose, see what he can see up ahead. He's got Luis Alcala, the 2nd place GR86, just ahead of these Clios. So the Clio's straight line speed might be closing in on Alcala very quickly here. We'll see how it works out once they get there. It might play well into Rose and Lynn's hands. As Matt Benson now closed up on the back of this battle for 3rd place in GR86. So they've been working through traffic. We've got some BMWs coming in the background too as well. So we can get real spicy. It's like our leaders Cerrone and Marox making their way through the lap traffic, but as they've navigated through, Cerrone has lost his gap over Marox at the top of the field. Was 7/10 last time we checked in on them. Marcel Maroc's now right on the tailpipe of Kevin Cerrone. They've got another GR86 up ahead. They're going to put a lap on. See, Cerrone tries to go wide to make that pass. Maroc's going to try and make it 3 wide through there. Cerrone's going to have the inside line, but he's going to compromise his exit. Maroc's is there. It's going to be a battle of who can hold on to the tighter lines. It's going to switch back a couple times here. Left, right, left, right. Cerrone holding on to that position now. Maroc's has the inside line for the next corner, but that's going to transfer back to Cerrone on the outside. You see there. This track is difficult. You get so many left-right combos here. Just when you think you're ahead of the guy you're trying to pass, he's just going to have that switchback on you. Cerrone, a little compromised exit there to gather up the car. It's going to keep Maroc's on his tailpipe. Take a look back here from Cerrone at Marcel Maroc's. See if Maroc's gets a nice run. Potentially make a move into turn 1. Looks like he's content with staying tucked in behind as Cerrone going very defensive on the inside. They're going to fade out to navigate into the corner. Maroc's going to get a better entrance into that corner, but for Cerrone, it's another left-right combo here where it's going to benefit him back as they navigate through. Check back in our GR86 battle as Matt Benson now has caught that trio and moved up ahead of Mike TR Rose. That's going to promote Benson up into 3rd place, Rose down into 4th. Yanxi Lin in 5th. Rose trying to fight back on the outside. Oh, Benson almost gets into the Clio of Thirsk up ahead. Saw Thirsk lock up the front tires there, compromising his exit. He almost got a trio of GR86s into his rear window. Thirsk off track, that's going to cause some carnage in that GR battle. Benson giving the old razzle-dazzle to Thirsk up ahead. There's not really much Thirsk can do. He's quicker in a straight line, but doesn't have the cornering capabilities that the GR86s do. This battle's still going on. Benson unable to pull away from Rose and Lin. We've now got Daniel Nielsen in this battle too as well. To go on board here with Nielsen, he's got probably the best seat in the house to watch this battle from. Into turn 1. So they're going to enter 2x2 right now with Benson and Lin on the inside. Rose tries to fade to the inside. Nielsen's got to look out for Rose coming across. They switch back again. See Eli Poe in the BMW up ahead making his way around Nielsen. That's going to drop Nielsen back off that battle. The BMW traffic, overtaking traffic, didn't work out well for Daniel Nielsen. Not optimal for him. Benson now broke away a little bit from TR Rose. He's still got Lin on his tailpipe. They've got the faster lap traffic of the BMW make his way through there. A little bit of a compromised line for Yanxi Lin. Let's quickly pop back up to our leaders, Kevin Cerrone. A little more comfortable now ahead of Marcel Maroc's. That battle's kind of subsided for a little bit. Quickly check on our Mazda battle. Adnan Groznik now opening up a nice gap, 1.3 seconds over Jeremy Fairbairn. Although Grozdanek going to drop a couple tires into the dirt. That's going to compromise his exit there. That's going to allow Fairbairn to close that gap some. Go on board here with Fairbairn, see what he's seeing up ahead. He's got an interesting battle up ahead of him, the Mazda and the Toyota GR. The Mazda is generally quicker in a straight line. Not really a track where they can utilize that speed though. We're nearing the 30-minute mark of this race. Still plenty of time to go for our drivers. Mohamed El Harry still leading the way around in the Clio side of things. He has a substantial gap over second place Rui Chichera, 9.4 seconds. Chris Pout still leading the way in the GR86s. That gap now 18 seconds over Luis Alcala. That's that battle that we saw trailing through the lap traffic They had to deal with a number of quicker cars coming through and then battling the Clios that they were catching. They were unable to make those passes of similar speed amongst the Clios and the GR86s. Alcala, though, holding about 3.5 seconds over Matt Benson. Alcala was really the benefactor of that lap traffic. He was only about a second and a half ahead of the trio of Rose, Lynn, and Benson once they got deep into the Clio traffic. But once they got deep into that traffic, that allowed Alcala to really open up that gap. But right now we see Matt Benson on the back of our second place Clio. Rui Chichera trying to utilize the draft he can get off that Clio. Now opening up a nice gap over TR Rose and Wanshi Lin. See Lin and Rose trying to work together in the draft in behind. They don't want to let Matt Benson get away from them. Go a little further back in the pack here. We got Lincoln Fox and Andre Navarro. It's a battle for 5th and 6th in the Mazda side of things. See Fox trying to make the move around Navarro. He's going to have the inside line. Looks like Navarro's going to back out and give that one to him. A little bit of damage on the front end of Navarro's Coke machine. Now we got a Clio locking up the front tires again. You see the smoke just billowing off. Well, that was Miguel Freitas, our one-time leader in the Clio class. Speaking of the leader, Grozdanek in the Mazda field, 3.8 seconds now over Jeremy Fairburn. Fairburn with only 0.3 over Xavier Kane, so second place starting to get spicy here in the Clio, or the Mazdas. On board here with Kane, you got Jeremy Fairburn up ahead. They've got Steed Cutler, the 12th place GR86, up ahead of them. We'll see if Kane can find a way to capitalize on this lap traffic. This Fairburn's going to have to be careful navigating around. He doesn't want to get caught up in that GR86 up ahead, but also he's trying to hold back Xavier Kane. See if they get enough overrun on the front straight to make them move around Cutler. They're unable to pass the GR86 now, but they're going to continue to battle. Kane's still looking for a way around Fairburn. Not being overly aggressive, just biding his time. Still got plenty of time to go in this race. Still have an hour and a half left. Let's pop back in here with Scotty Banks, currently 8th place in the Mazdas. He's got Per Sandberg up ahead. It's a battle for 7th and 8th in class. They've got Lincoln Fox and Andre Navarro not too far ahead of them. That's the battle we were just focusing on earlier, so they're not going to want to tussle a whole lot, otherwise they're going to have Sandberg and Banks right in their kitchen. I say that actually, they're almost there now. They've got the 13th place GR86 Sean Walsh lurking in behind. Looks like Walsh fairly content to stay where he is. Doesn't really want to get involved in this battle, but the GR is generally a little quicker in the corners, but the Mazda should pull away on the straights. Oh, Sandberg going defensive, trying to hold Scotty Banks in behind. Looks like Scotty Banks might have a little bit of damage on the front end of his Mazda too as well. Trying to hold the pressure on the back of Sandberg. Sandberg holding him off as it stands for now, but they're working together trying to chase down Fox and Navarro up ahead. Navarro and Fox bump drafting down the front straight. They can see in their mirrors that Sandberg and Banks are coming quick. Last time by, Scotty Banks' quickest lap out of this 4-car pack, 129.9 to Sandberg's 30.09, Navarro's 30.2, and Fox with 30.6. Scotty Banks 7/10 quicker lap last time by. It's one thing to catch the car ahead, it's another thing to get around them. Let's take a look back here from Lincoln Fox. See the front of Navarro. Got a little bit of aerodynamic damage there. That's going to cost him the straight line. As long as he stays in the draft, it shouldn't be all that much of a hindrance, but if he were to try and make the move around Fox and get out front, that aero damage is definitely going to be like pushing the car against a wall. Sandberg as well, looks like a little damage on the right front. Not too many of these Mazdas left undamaged right now. We're only 30 minutes into the race. Check back in on this GR86 battle. Wanshi Lee battling Daniel Nielsen. Nielsen looking up the inside. Lynn's going to have the inside to the next corner though. Should work back for Nielsen here. Looks like he might have the pass completed. He does. That's going to move him up into 4th place. Oh! Clio of Thirst gets deep into the braking section and almost kisses Lynn's tailpipe. That's how you get carbon monoxide poisoning. Thankfully, everybody able to drive out of that one. Yeah, nice little battle here in the Clio field. Got Kevin Anfield leading around Martinovic. They got Owen Franson and the GR86 behind them. But Martinovic trying to find a way around Anfield to get himself up into the top 5. A little lockup out of Anfield there. It almost looks like that's the way you have to drive these Miss Clio cars. A little bit of lockup on the right front. Don't mean a whole lot. Doesn't seem to cost them much time. Marcel Stegman, 5th place in the BMW field. He's got Eli Poe in behind him. Poe up 2 spots from where he qualified. Stegman up 1. They're working around the GR86 of Chris Prout. That's our leader in the Toyota class. He's got a comfortable lead, 20 seconds now over Luis Alcala. So he just bails off to the side, lets that battle through. He doesn't want to have anything to do with that. We got a little battle shaping up here too as well. As we're on board here with Simon Trendle. He's trying to hold off Alberto Garcia Blaso. Remember, Trendle was the car we saw earlier getting involved with Mikhail Hanswick. Looks like that battle subsided a little bit for now. We got George Gruber in the GR86. He's got Eugene Serdiak behind him. Andrew Macluso in the BMW making his way around Serdiak. Oh no! Gruber going to get up on the curb. It's going to spin around. It's going to cost him a ton of spots. Got a couple of Clios coming around. Molitor in the GR86. He's going to lose that spot to Molitor. So he's going to lose a spot to Steve Cutler too as well. Unfortunately for George Gruber. Like Steven Bredson might be our first taker into the pits for a scheduled pit stop. He's going to pop in out of 11th place in the BMW field. Kevin Cerrone now opened back up that comfortable lead at the top of the field. Now 9/10 over 2nd place Marcel Marox. Let's take another look at what happened to George Gruber moments ago. Gruber trying to maximize his exit, gets up on the curbs. That's going to unsettle the balance of the car. So that back end up a little bit on power, and you're basically just trying to drive with one rear drive wheel, and that's what happens there. So thankfully for Gruber, he didn't collect anybody else up. Was able to get it spun back around, back on track, and carry on. So nicely done for him. Looks like Lucas Balseric had a bit of an issue early on. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he was going defensive into turn 1. Got tagged by the 6 car. Oof. Ouch, ouch, ouch for him. See if we can catch another angle of that, potentially from the blimp cam here. Gives us a better idea of what happened. Looks just like a bit of a race against it. A little moving under braking from either one of those cars. Unfortunately for Balseric, just a little touch, no wall contact. Able to gather himself back up and continue on. But check back in this battle for the Mazdas. Sandberg and Banks firmly into this battle now. Scotty Banks in the back of this 4-car pack, currently in 8th place in the Mazdas. We know a couple of cars ahead of him have some damage, so Scotty Banks a little bit of damage on the front of his car too as well, but not nearly what we've seen on Sandberg and Navarro. So Sandberg taking a tighter line through there, Banks trying to use more pace, arcing the car into the corner, into the brake zone they go. Looks like Scotty Banks right now comfortable to stay back here, potentially saving some fuel at the back of this pack. Could be opting to take the undercut here to leapfrog this competition through the pit stop cycles. Looks like Fox and Navarro comfortable in their position in this race too as well. So we're nearing the 40-minute mark. See Scotty Banks in the background there getting a little loose, exiting out of that corner. Got the GR86 of Sean Walsh in behind him. He's going to try and make a move around them on the front straight, but I don't think that GR is going to have enough pace to do it. That can be a frustrating part of the production car challenge where you're quicker in the corners than another class than what you're in, but just can't find a way to get around them, make that move. See Stegman and Poe making their way around the Mazda of Charles Wolfe. It's our battle for 5th place in the BMW class. Currently the closest battle in the M2s. Oh, contact. Poe gonna get into the back of Stegman and spin him around. Stegman's not gonna be too happy about that. Let's take a quick look at what happened there. Stegman, the red car on the front, a little slower out of that corner. Oh, it looks like he's just lost the back end, and unfortunately for Eli Poe, not much he can do there. Let's see if we can get an onboard here from Eli Poe. Yeah, you just see Stegman just getting loose into that corner. It's just easy enough to do in the BMWs. With those ultra hard tires on the front. Battle for 3rd place in the M2 class. Trendle holding on to that position. Garcia Blasco trying to take it away. But unable to do so at this time. Last time we checked in, similar gap amongst them. This could be a strategy move though from Garcia Blasco, as we mentioned earlier with Scotty Banks, where it looks like he's somewhat comfortable just kind of hanging out in behind Trendle right now. Saving that fuel, saving his tires. Try and make the overtake through the pit cycles. Juan Chi Lin battling it out with Daniel Nielsen. They've got Matt Benson up ahead of them. These 3 cars have been battling for the most part of the last 15 minutes on and off. Each driver tends to find a second or two gap, and then they get reeled back in once traffic comes through. We know who hasn't gotten reeled in at all? Our leader in GR86, Chris Prout, 20 seconds now. Or 2nd place, Luis Alcala. That's all while dealing with traffic. Prout just doing what he needs to do, staying wide once the faster class cars come up amongst them. Not forcing any issue, making sure he brings the car home clean. Give the other cars plenty of room to get around you, and you have less chance of getting taken out by them. Lynn got that gap closed on the back of Nielsen into the brake zone. Tried to late brake him. Nielsen wasn't going for it. You can hear as they get off the throttle just how long you have to let the Toyota breathe before you can get back into the throttle around here. We saw what happened to George Fruber when he tried to get into the throttle while up on the curbs. Didn't fare well for him. Spot back to our battle for second and third in the Mazda class. Grozdanek, strong lead now, 5 seconds over this battle. As we pick up Kane and Fairburn trying to find their way through. As they've got the quicker car of our second overall, Marcel Marox, trying to make his way through. There goes Xavier Kane as he's closed in on the back of Marox too as well. Or sorry, not Xavier, Marcel Marox make his way through. Kevin Cerrone was the first BMW through. That lap traffic where Cerrone had to breathe the pass a little bit. It's allowed Marox to close that gap. It also dropped Kane back from, Fairburn back from Kane. See if Kane's able to close that gap down again. Up at, Kevin Cerrone, our leader, loose out of that final corner. That's going to give Marcel Marox the lead. See if we can take a look at what happened there for Kevin Cerrone. Oh, first Tom Sanders going off almost into the pit wall. But see if we can catch what happened to our leader, Kevin Cerrone, into the corner. Oh, just try to get back into the throttle a little quicker than he could. See the little wiggle on the back end of that BMW. Did well to gather it up, but that's going to move Marcel Marox up to top spot on the overall standings as well as the BMW field. Garcia Blasco closing in that gap on Trendle as they work their way through traffic. 45-minute mark coming up in this one. Haven't seen any of our top drivers in any of the classes come in for their pit service yet. Should be nearing the tail end of the fuel load here shortly. Trendle moving around the slower Mazda traffic. Garcia going with him. So they're going to clear the second place battle between Fairburn and Kane. Fairburn in the Mountain Dew car trying to hold off the blue, white, and black iRacing themed car of Kane in behind. So we saw Kane fall back initially through the traffic. Had to wait a second or two here or there to make the move. But he's been able to close back in, utilizing the draft on the back of Fairburn. So see if he's able to put some pressure on him now. That GR86 getting a little close for comfort there. Tobias Rohner lurking on the back of Kane. Let's go on board here with Xavier Kane looking ahead at Jeremy Fairburn. Well, they've been battling, working their way through. Kane gonna go off into the grass. Stays in the throttle though. We don't lift. Grass, gravel, whatever it is. No lift. Gonna battle here in the Clio side of things. Kuzma Lesnoy trying to hold off Thomas Thurst. That's a battle for third place. Leader Mohammed El Harry well out in front of this one, 7.5 seconds over second place for each share. Thirsk looking to the outside. Kuzma Lesnoy gonna fight that off for now. Thirsk gonna try and find another way around. See Lesnoy trying to cut the corners the best he can, not allow any undercut move from Thirsk. We've seen Thirsk a number of times in this race locking up the front tires, so easy enough to do in these Clios. You really got to watch if you dive under a corner not to lock up that front end. They exit out of the corner. Thirsk unable to find a way around Lesnoy. He's going to finish up lap 34 for them. They head down the front straight. See Thirsk falling back a little bit. He's not going to be able to make a move into turn one. Lesnoy going to have him covered off. GR86's our second place driver, Luis Alcala, has fallen back. He had a nice 2.5, 3 second gap over Wan Shi Lin. Now Lin and Benson not too far behind. Now Lin definitely on the back tailpipe here. Or sorry, this is Lin with Benson on his tailpipe. My correction. Alcala 5 seconds down the road. Benson pushing Lin. Nielsen not too far behind. Matt Benson, well skilled for a black lab driving a GR86 out here. We pop back to the Mazda battle. We see Fairburn going wide out of that corner, trying to utilize as much runoff as he can, flirting with an off track or a slowdown out there. So he's just within the reach of it though. Kane's still putting a ton of pressure on the back of him. That GR86 of Tobias Roner still lurking in behind. He's been unable to fly his way around. Eli Poe is that pink and yellow BMW lurking behind. We've seen him not too long ago. He got tied up. The car in front of him spun around. Kane tight on the back of Fairburn's bumper here. We'll see if he's able to make that move into turn one. Little bump draft from Kane. To the Mazda Poe flying by on the front straight. BMWs definitely have enough overrun to make the move on any of the other classes on the front straights, but the other three classes struggle. That's where we've seen a lot of the incidents here, working their way through traffic. Let's take a look back at this battle we were focusing on earlier. Lincoln Fox opened up a bit of a gap over Navarro and Scotty Banks, as we've lost Per Sandberg off the back of this battle. So Navarro holding his own with that damage on the front of his car. A battle just ahead of them. Jamie Wilson trying to hold off Marcel Stegman. Stegman the car we saw spin in front of Poe. He's trying to recover now. Fortunately not going to make it around the Lincoln Fox Mazda MX5 up ahead. He's going to have to hold on to it. It's going to allow Wilson a little bit of a extended gap here over Stegman. And then Stegman going to have to compromise his entrance and exit out of here onto the front straight. That's going to be exactly what Wilson wants to see. As we see, I believe that's Michael Hanswick getting a little dicey in the back there. Almost lost the back end coming into that final corner. Hanswick still trying to recover from that early spin. Saw him pick back up a couple spots relatively quickly. We're kind of stagnant now. Wilson now into some heavy Toyota and Mazda traffic. Stegman, love seeing that. Closes that gap back up. Now comfortably about 3/10 back of Wilson. See Wilson making his move around the inside. That Mazda there. Stegman unfortunately not able to get around Blackwell Chambers. Wilson almost lost the back end though there, had to gather it up. That's going to allow Stegman to stay within reach. Matt Benson, Wan Shi Lin to battle for third place. I venture to guess they've been battling for about 45 minutes of this 53-minute race at this point. Daniel Nielsen comfortably in behind too as well. Nielsen seems content just to stay here and watch these two battle up ahead. Doesn't want to get wrapped up in any kind of nonsense that could potentially happen. Multi-class mayhem right here. We got Garcia making his way around to Chera in the Clio. Then we've got Beasy, Serdiak. Oh, I think Icaro got tagged there. Let's have to take a look here at what happened. Wasn't sure if he did get hit. Ooh. Rightfully so, Mike Arcaro not happy on the mic about that one. See if we can pick up a cockpit or overhead view of Cerniak making that move here. Let's see. Oh, he just straight drove into him. The Kazakhstan driver not giving any quarters there. Check back into this Clio battle between Thirsk and Lesnoy. Thirsk still unable to find a way around Lesnoy. They got the GR86 coming up the inside. Oh, kind of threw it in there. Brian Molitor. A risky situation there. The 7th place Toyota GR86 driver throwing it up the inside of Thomas Thirsk, but Thirsk able to hold on to that position and pull back ahead. That was some carnage. Potential carnage there. Back here between Fairburn and Kane. Oh, we've got Michael Hanswick charging through there. Trying the over. Oh, he's causing a whole lot of case in this Mazda battle. Oh, I thought he was going to go deep into the side of Jeremy Fairburn there. Unfortunately, cooler heads prevailed on that one. Wisnik, he's used up the tires potentially on that thing. He's been driving it hard since that incident early on. Take a look back here from Fairburn, what he's seeing in his mirrors. Oh, we got Hanswick onto the mic though, apologizing. So nicely done by him, but that's going to put Kane back on his tailpipe. Xavier Kane lurking in behind Jeremy Fairburn. Tobias Rohrer, that GR86 still unable to make a move around that battle for 2nd place in the Mazdas. So we got a couple cars coming into the pits. We got Jankovics in for his service in the BMWs. Scotty Banks now up on the back of Andreas Navarro. It's a battle for 6th place in the Mazdas. Lincoln Fox has been able to pull away from these guys. Got himself now 4 seconds just ahead of this battle. Let's go on board here with Scotty Banks. Mimicking the lines of Andreas Navarro. Navarro in that 405 MX5 up ahead. Both drivers utilizing all the runoff they can there. A little tighter line through that corner by Banks. Hugging the apex. Navarro's going to go wide. Scotty Banks not quite enough room to stick the nose up the inside there. That was a potential great opportunity for Scotty Banks. Unfortunately, not enough room to make that move. He was able to find another opportunity. Per Sandberg, who was on the back of this battle last time we checked in with him, he's come in for his service, so he's now back in 16th place. Lap down, so let's see where he cycles back through once Navarro and Banks come in for their service. But I'm actually surprised Andres Navarro was able to stay out ahead of Scotty Banks with that aero damage on the front end. They've got the Mazda of Bredson and Poe coming up, or Mazda BMWs of Bredson and Poe coming up behind them. We've seen Eli Poe has been all up and around the excitement here today. As they make their way through that battle cleanly. See if Poe is able to offer anything up here on Bredson. He's going to dive up to the inside of Navarro and make that pass stick. Looks like Poe was the beneficiary of that traffic that time. Bredson was unable to clear it quick enough to open up a gap between he and Eli Poe. So now we'll see if Eli Poe has anything to offer Stephen Bredson. Take a look back here. Oh. We've got some salt on radio comms. Oh, looks like Kevin Anfield and Mike Arcaro might have got it. Oh, no! Oh, let's take another look. What happened there? Oh, Bredson just got loose out of the exit there. Again, similar to what we saw with Stegman just ahead of Poe. So that's twice. It's twice now that Eli Poe has had to deal with a car spinning in front of him. Both times has managed to carry on. Let's see if we can pick up what happened between Mike Arcaro and Kevin Ansfield here. Oh, they almost looked intentional coming over and dooring the Clio. Not sure if there was something that happened earlier on from that one or not, but interesting stuff. Looks like Arcaro might have went off track again. Let's see here. Yeah, he's overdriving it now. A little bit of red mist coming out of the 013 driver. He's in the pits here now. Luis Alcala sitting comfortable. Oh, what happened to Alcala? He had a nice comfortable lead in the GR86s. Now he's not only fallen back to third, he's got pressure from Wan Shi Lin just ahead. Well, actually, Lin is now ahead of him. Alcala's fallen back to third. Here we go. Here's a replay of how Lin got by. Heading into turn one, got a nice run down the front straight. Takes that position away. Have a quick glance here to see if there's something flagged for Luis Alcala. Alcala's come into the pits now for his service. We're seeing more and more cars into the pit cycle as we just passed the 1 hour mark, so it should just be a one stopper this race. See a number of cars up on the jack stands taking tires. See Jamie Wilson, Marcel Stegman continue to battle this one out. Wilson's been able to hold off any charge from Stegman. Stegman trying to recover. He had that slide earlier on that cost him a number of spots. Oh, he drifts a little wide out of that corner there. It's going to cost him a bit of time. Wilson, unfortunately, though, unable to get around to Cherry into that corner. That's going to allow Stegman to close that gap back up again. Marie Teixeira, our leader in the Clio class, he's got 7 seconds over the second place car in the Clio class. He might be farther ahead, just kind of move over and let these guys through. Might cost himself a little more time just trying to continue on and hold them back. There goes Wilson. Stegman unable to make his way through as well. Cherry going to hold on to that spot and they continue on. Take a quick look at our leader, overall leader, Marcel Maraux. He got that position when our leader had a little bit of an issue exiting into the corner. Had to gather himself up. Maraux was there to take advantage of it. He hasn't looked back since. Michael Hanswick, our driver, has been all up and around every part of it today. He's got himself into the pits. Probably needs some tires for sure right now. Oh, as we go back to that battle in second place in the Mazda side of things, Jeremy Fairburn, potential contact there. We'll see if we can have a look at what happened to Fairburn here. He's got Kane in behind him heading into turn one. We had GR86 on the inside trying to throw it up in there. The 19, I'm not sure what he was thinking there. That was Steed Cutler throwing it up on the inside of Fairburn. We'll see if we can get it on board here with Cutler, trying to figure out why he decided to try and throw it up in the inside of that Mazda battle. Ill-advised move, whether it was battling for a position or not, but he's got Nicholas Snellgrove right ahead of him. It was a battle for a position, but probably wasn't the best maneuver to try and throw it up in there. So head back to the battle for second place in GR86. Luis Alcala got himself back up into second place. Mike TR Rose in third, just behind Matt Benson, just behind him in the black GR86. Now we have Hongwei Sun up into fifth place. This battle for second in Toyota GR class is nowhere near over. They got our overall leader now, Alberto Garcia Blasco, making his way around as Marcel Maraux come in for pits. Alcala trying to make a move in around the Mazdas. Scotty Banks just ahead of him. Number of cars here all mixed in and amongst it. See Mike TR Rose just in behind. He's been up and down the order of the Toyota GRs. Currently trying to make a move around Tom Sanders in the Mazda class. Rose going to take the inside line and drive it out wide. Luis Alcala just up ahead, unable to make the move around Timothy Rosenfeld in his Mazda up ahead. They continue to battle on through the lap traffic. Hongwei Sun in the back trying to make a move around Matt Benson. Benson a little later on the brakes, able to hold off the charge from Sun. Sun had the inside line, but compromises his exit out of there. Come on to the front straight to go. Benson's going to run wide. Should allow Sun to get a nice run down the front straight. Not going to have enough of the draft to make a move into turn one. But should get him a little closer in through the infield section. They've got Samuel Fields in the blue BMW making his way in through. He's going to pass them into turn one. Oh! Sun tags the Mazda. Let's take a look at what happened there. Again, Tom Sanders gets spun. Heading into turn one, they go three wide. It's like the Mazda just kind of came across in front of the GR of Benson. Not really much he can do there. He was already pinched off by the BMW on the inside of Fields. Mike Rose leading this pack of Toyotas around. Luis Alcala's fallen back behind Tierra Rose now. So we look back here from Rose at Alcala. Benson lurking in behind too as well. Onto the front straight they go. We'll see what kind of run Alcala gets here, if he's able to get enough overrun to make a move on Rose into turn one. He's closing that gap. Rose going defensive though. Alcala gonna have to go around the long way if he wants to make that move. They work their way back to the left, enter as wide into turn one as they can, maximize their exit. Looks like Rose gonna hold on to that position, but Alcala fighting back. He'll have the inside if he can hold on to it. Oh, he's gonna drift a little wide, so scrub off some speed. Rose goes wide. Alcala fighting back to the inside. He's gonna switch back again to the other side if Rose can hold on to this position. BMW Stegman makes his way through, so he'll no longer be a factor in this battle. Matt Benson lurking in behind. Best seat to watch this battle is from Matt Benson's hood. Alcala and Rose still going 2x2. It's about the 8th corner. They've went side by side through. Alcala's going to try the crossover. Is he going to get enough overlap to make that move stick? Rose fighting back. Twisty track. He's weaving back and forth. Now Alcala has to go defensive from Benson. We're on board here with Matt Benson trying to make the move around Luis Alcala. Get himself up into the final podium position in the GR86 class. Let's have a little bump back here to the 4th place battle in the Clios. Joseph Cotton and Kevin Anfield. Not too far behind them is Matt Martinovic too as well. Just take a look back here from Cawthon. See Anfield and Martinovic lurking in the background. 50 minutes left to go in this race. All of our drivers have enough fuel, or should have enough fuel now to get them to the end. Just ahead of them, we got a battle between Brian Tillman and Brian Molitor, the battle of the Bryans. So on board here with Tillman, currently in 9th place, 8th place Molitor up ahead, making his way around the Mazda of Hunter McCall. And in behind him, he's got the battle between those Clios that we were just focusing on. Anfield getting a nice run through that section, closes that gap on Cawthon a little bit. Tries to drive it deep under the brakes. He's going to close that gap up even more. Cawthon had to back out of the throttle a little bit. Doesn't want to get into Tillman just ahead of him. So go on board here with Anfield, see what you can see up ahead. 2 Toyota GR86s and a Mazda MX5 just ahead of Joseph Cawthon. Traffic going to play a role in this battle here in the Clio class. Again, we should pop up a quick little look here what the SOFs are in each class. Toyota GR86 SOS dropped a little bit at the start of this one. Some drivers have left and so forth. This is actually a live time, but it was 3.1 in the GR86s, 4.8 in the Clios, and I believe 4.8 in the Mazdas, 4.5 in the Clios. So Clios stayed fairly steady. Haven't lost much in the way of the Clio field, but the battle staying fairly tame. In the Clio side of things, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll have a little bit of a lull in the action after a quick promo, and we'll be back shortly.
can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As that's still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and
my
to the
goodness.
line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Okay, we're back. Let's quickly go back to that battle that we were focusing on in the Clios, as we had a pass where Kevin Anfield was able to get around Joseph Cawthon. Inside line, able to get back into the throttle. I believe something might have happened to Tillman here, that GR86 just up ahead. But that battle in the Clios hasn't disappointed. Hasn't disappointed. Let's take a look back up at our overall leader, Marcel Marox. Still leading the way. Comfortable 3.5 seconds over Kieran Sharp in second place. Simon Trendle in third. Sharp was our early leader until he had that little bit of an incident. Working his way around the Clio with Joseph Cawthon. This Toyota GR86 battle still carries on. Matt Benson right now leading this trio of Mike Rose and Luis Alcala. They've swapped positions, I don't remember how many times now. They've all been up into this second place position at one point in time. While they've battled, it's allowed our leader, Hayden Lyons, to have a comfortable 20-second lead right now. Not sure what happened to Prout, who was our leader for the most part in the GR86. For the longest time. We're not even seeing him in session right now, so interesting. Let's see if we can find out what happened to him. This battle, though, continues on. This is what Matt Benson sees out of his rearview mirrors. Mike Tiero is Luis Alcala putting a ton of pressure on him. Right now, Benson not subsiding to the pressure. Three wide. Lincoln Fox sticking it up the inside. He's going to move around Xavier Kane. Got Cam Eben just ahead of him. Eben was our pole sitter, our second place starter in the Mazda field behind Adnan Grozdanek. Been comfortably out front this entire race, but Eben now getting himself back up into second place. See if he's able to hold off Xavier Kane and Lincoln Fox not too far behind. Fox is the car we saw kind of leading away that battle that had he, Per Sandberg, Scotty Banks, and who was the other driver at that point in time? Andreas, I believe, was the driver with the front end damage, but he's got himself up into 4th place comfortably in the Mazda field. I've been continuing to lead ahead of Xavier Kane. If you got Samuel Fields in the BMW up ahead, oh, it looks like a little slower section there for Samuel Fields. It's kind of forcing Evan back into the clutches of Kane here. There we go. We should see Fields start to pull away here now. Let's have a look. Oh, Jamie Wilson almost throws it in underneath. See Evan kind of fade to the inside there, forcing Fields to have to wait to go around. Oh, then they make contact as they come through there. See if we take a look at what happened here. So Fields Wilson dove up onto the inside, parked it on the corner, and the Mazdas of Kane and Evan really had nowhere to go. Into the back end, and away they go. Fortunate set of circumstances there, but that's I'm going to chalk that up to just a racing incident at this point in time. Okay, I figured out what the issue was here. I was trying to figure out where some of these drivers' names went, but we've got it figured out now. This is a team event. It's not a necessarily a solo driver event. You can drive it solo if you want, but some of the drivers have swapped out for their teammates. That's why we've got Cam Evan in for Fairbairn now, leading the way for the. I believe they are the 2nd place cars. It's they're calling themselves Team Afghanistan. So there you can see the team names up atop, and we'll go back to the drivers' names here now because they're the ones that are actually in the car. A couple of drivers who have stayed in the car all throughout this race. Mike T.R. Rose in 2nd place, Matt Benson in 3rd in the Toyota GR86. The battle for 2nd place. Hayden Lyons, though, meanwhile, comfortable up front. That gap closed down a little bit, though, as he's navigated through traffic. When his teammate Kevin Prout was in the car, they had upwards of a 20-second gap, still holding strong about 17 seconds. Hayden not necessarily has to doesn't have to push too hard, just gonna maintain a comfortable pace here, work his way through traffic with less than 40 minutes to go now. So right now our closest battle is still between Evan, Kane, and Fox. We've got Matt Kendall now up into the battle here. Trying to put some pressure on the back of Lincoln Fox. Lincoln, one of our drivers who spent the whole race behind the wheel here. He had some tough company here with almost 8,000 iRating driver Matt Kendall. Lincoln Fox, no slouch himself, 4.1K. So see how long he can hold off the charge here of Matt Kendall. So have a look back here from Fox's car. You can see the front end, a little bit of damage on the hood area, it looks like, of Kendall's car. Shouldn't cost him a whole lot as far as aero damage goes. A 4-car pack across the line. That's going to finish up lap 57 for them and start lap 58. Evan leading the way in this 4-car pack. You see the front damage on the left front there. And a little bit of a tangle from that BMW with Jamie Wilson. to the various lines. See Kendall making a move on the inside of Lincoln Fox. Fox trying to fight back on the inside though. Kendall have to go a long way around if he wants to make this position hold. Kendall gonna try for the crossover, takes it out wide to arc it into the corner, maximize the exit speed. Able to close that gap a little bit, but Fox holding his own. On board with Xavier Kane, see what he sees out of his front windshield. Trying to find a way or force a mistake on Cam Eben up ahead is going to be difficult. Eben, almost 11,000 I-rating driver. Definitely has the pace. Adnan Grosdanek, our leader from start to finish, or well, start to this point right now in the Mazda field. Last time by 130.28 for Grosdanek, 130.36 for Eben. So Grosdanek doing what he needs to do to hold on to that 7.3 second gap he's holding down right now. Check back into this battle we were looking at earlier between Trendle and Garcia Blasco. Trendle, one of the few drivers that's still in the position he qualified in. Actually, I believe he might be our only driver that's still maintaining, he is our only driver that's maintaining the position where he started in. Simon Trendle started, qualified third overall, still sitting in third overall. He's trying to hold off Alberto Garcia Blasco in behind. See Blasco making his way around George Gruber. We've seen some trials and tribulations from Gruber. He was our GR86 driver that got up on the curb into the throttle a little early and had to recover. Managed to spin around, not hit anybody though. They got some lap traffic coming up ahead of them. We'll see if Blasco is able to close in on Trendle at all. As right now the traffic's been beneficial for Trendle, but he cannot make it by them through this corner. As they're into the twisty section, this is where the BMW really has to hold back and wait. It's not the most apt in the corners versus the Toyotas and the Mazdas. Quick in a straight line. See Trendle navigating through the traffic up the inside of Eugene Serdiak. Can't make the move on second place. Rui Chera. They have to hold on to that one too as well. Looks like Blasco, Garcia Blasco, able to make the move in behind. See if he was able to get onto the throttle, onto the straight a little quicker than Trendle and close that gap. Blasco unable to close that gap any closer on Trendle. Trendle holding strong through the lap traffic. Marcel Stegman and Samuel Fields not too far back of them. Stegman making a move around the Clio of Cawthon and of Martinovic up ahead, trying to close down on Samuel Fields. He actually closed quite a bit of the gap down on Fields through the front straight. Fields having to navigate around Martinovic onto the straight cost him a little bit of pace on the front straight, so we'll see if he's able to hold off the charge here is Stegman, who Stegman's had an eventful race. We've seen him involved in a couple incidents. Trying to push now to find a way around Samuel Fields as we're nearing the 30-minute to go mark. George Gruber and Eugene Serdiak battling it out for 6th place in the GR86 field. Gruber and other drivers had an eventful race. Currently up 3 spots in class where he qualified, so nice showing for him so far, even when you factor in the incident he had earlier up on the curb where he lost the back end. So we see our 2nd place car, Kieran Sharp, make his way through the battle of Mike Rose, Luis Alcala. It's for second place in the GR86 field. Matt Benson's fallen back a little bit off this battle. See Luis Alcala trying to take a tighter line than Mike Rose through that section there. Couldn't quite stick the nose up the inside. He's going to fall back a little bit, try and find another spot around. Let's go back to our Mazda battle. Second, third, fourth, fifth, more or less nose to tail. Xavier Kane pushing Cam Eben down the front straight. Matt Kendall, though, trying to use the double draft, trying to make a move into turn one. He's going to get around Kane. He's unable to clear Eben, though. A little bit of aero damage on the front of Cam Eben's car probably cost them a tenth or two down the front straight. Matt Kendall's relatively clean front end, able to utilize that double draft, make the move around Kane. Now Kane battling with Lincoln Fox. It's for fourth place. Fox tries to dive it up on the inside of Kane. He's going to take that position away, so Kane losing 2 spots so far on this lap. Not exactly where he wanted to be at this point in time. So see if he's able to work himself back up to the front of this pack. Right now, Cam Eben having to deal with a mirror full of Matt Kendall. Kendall showing his nose to the inside. Eben with a tighter line. Kendall a little bit off the apex there, trying to maximize the speed through the corner. See as they work their way back to the front straight. We'll see if that damage is a factor now for Eben. See what kind of run that Kendall gets here down the front straight. On board here with Matt Kendall down the front straight, getting a strong run. Just think about making a move to the outside, showing the nose a little bit. Not this time by. That might have been just a feeler there for Kendall, trying to feel out what the overrun was. If he could potentially make a move in around Eben into turn one. Not sure if he knows if Eben has damage on the front, if his spotter's still in the room. He'd be letting him know, but I suspect with that damage on the front of Eben's car, it's only a matter of time before Kendall can make the move down the front straight. See Kendall drifting a little wide off the apex there. Eben holding tight lines, not allowing anywhere for Matt Kendall to stick the nose of that Mazda up inside. Battle continues on. Lincoln Fox right there in behind Matt Kendall if something were to happen amongst these two. On board with Lincoln Fox, get a catbird seat, see if Matt Kendall makes a move this time. He's looking to the inside. Is he going to get enough overrun? Fox thinks about trying to make it 3 wide. Kendall is going to move himself up into second place. Fox trying to make that move through 2 as well. Eben going to hold him off. Lap traffic of Lucas Balsrak up ahead in the GR86 may play a role in this battle here. Second place battle in the Mazda MX5 class coming through. See what Balsrak has a look out of his mirror. He's got those 4 Mazdas coming up hot and heavy behind him. Well, it'll be interesting to see once they get back to the front straight what kind of top end speed Eben has. We've seen him lead this pack for a while, but he does have that damage on the front end. It's going to be a bit of a aero blade as they head down the front straight. But once he's in the draft, he should be able to capitalize a little bit off Matt Kendall up ahead. Kendall going defensive into turn one. Yeah, we see Eben not enough overrun with that damage, able to make a move into Kendall. He's going to have to stay back and basically just be on the defensive of Lincoln Fox and behind. They're going to try and navigate around this GR86 of Lucas Balseric. Looks like Balseric not really willing to give up that position. Well, he's not battling anybody right now. Currently 17th overall in the GR86 class. Just to throw another wrench in the cog here, we've got some BMWs making their way through. There we see Kendall going wide, Evan looking up the inside. He's going to switch back again though. Kendall's going to have the inside line. Lincoln Fox looking up the outside. Second place BMW Kieran Sharp lurking in behind too as well. Beside Lincoln Fox. Oh no, the Balserec's going to spin. Can't say I didn't see that coming at some point in time. He was holding up this battle for no reason really. Onto the front straight they go. There goes the BMW of Kieran Sharp. Eli Poe going to follow him through. Into turn one, this battle goes again. Eben again, not the damage, unable to get the overrun. They've got Matt Malone up ahead now. You see Malone with that 4-pack of cars, second, third, fourth, fifth coming up on him. You can't hear it, but on the radio, Matt Kendall asking Matt Malone if they could just slip by, and Matt obliges as a kind gentleman racer as he should. It's going to mean this battle is going to carry on. Malone got himself tucked in there. Try and take advantage of any lap traffic they might catch up here. Try and find some potential time savings and lap time. Kendall able to open up a bit of a gap over Eben as they work their way through traffic. Let's take a look at what happened to Lucas Balseric, the GR86 that was just ahead of this battle early on. Saw him spin coming out of this corner here. Looks similar to what we saw happen to George Gruber earlier, up on the curb and into the throttle. He's going to lose the back end. Take a little run through the field here, check in with our leaders. Marcel Marox has fallen back into the clutches of Kieran Sharp as they've had to navigate through the traffic. Kieran Sharp, one of our leaders, his teammate, led the beginning of the race until he had that little slip early on that allowed Marcel Marox to move up into top spot. Marox held on to that position ever since. See Sharp looking to the outside of Marox, unable to make that pass stick. He's going to try and find another way around. TSRC Esports 99 driver of Sharp trying to get himself back up top of the heap. So he might have a little more pace than Marox through this section. Trying to fake him to the outside, force a mistake. Marox going defensive, not allowing any room for Sharp to stick his nose up the inside. That purple and yellow car in behind is a lap car of Eli Poe. He's not a factor in this battle. This is our top spot battle. Marox giving the razzle-dazzle to Owen France in the Mazda up ahead. He's going to do defensive into turn one. Kieran Sharp going to have to go the long way around. Ooh, Marox drifts out wide, just touches the right front bumper of Sharp. No harm, no foul, though. They're able to keep going, but oh, Franson almost gets into the corner of Kieran Sharp. go on board here with Kieran Sharp, trying to find a way around Marcel Maroc's. Unable to do so at this point in time, though. So he might have made that move this time by. He's holding on to it. Maroc's trying to fight back. He's going to be inside line, though, but it should switch back again in favor of Sharp. Still not quite clear. Maroc's holding on as long as he can. He's going to have to give up the ghost here now. Nice battle there. Now it's time to see if Marcel Maroc's can offer anything back to Kieran Sharp. It's time for Maroc's to go to school, see if he can find a way around. Onto the front straight they go. So you kind of run that Maroc's gets out of the final corner here. You could potentially make a move. Not enough overrun out of that BMW to make a move into turn one. Kieran Sharp with the better exit onto the straight. Maroc's going to try and drive it deep into the braking zone. Not enough overlap to make it stick, though. Sharp going to hold on to that position. Battle for sixth place between Marcel Stegman in the red BMW and Michael Hanswick in the teal, black, and gray machine. A couple of drivers who've been in and around unfortunate circumstances so far. So both of them power drifting out of the final corner. Stegman going wide to work his way around Mark Elvidge and that Mazda. Into the front straight they go. Not enough overrun here for Hanswick, I don't think, to make a move into turn one. Stegman going to hold him off for now. They've got the lap car of Bredson, though, just up ahead. See what kind of factor he plays in this battle. Not really moving over and letting them through. He's trying to hold his line the best he can. There it is. He's going to stay wide. Let the battle there of Stegman and Hanswick through. Nicely done by Stephen Bresden. Let's go take a quick look at this Mazda battle we were focusing on earlier. So everything's still status quo. Kendall's still leading Evan, Fox, and Kane. 19 minutes to go in this one. For the most part, they look fairly content where they are right now. Stay within striking distance of each other. Could have a couple laps shootout at the end as we see Fox going a little wide out of the final corner. Trying to carry as much speed as he can through there. Let's take a look at our Clio leader, Mohamed El Harry. It's been a fairly calm drive for him once he got himself out front. He's just kind of been calmly putting down the laps, holding on to his position, holding 7.6 seconds over second place. Rui Chichera. Nice run by him. Toyota GR86, Hayden Lyons, still comfortable up top, taking over the wheel from his teammate Prout. Still holding a nice, comfortable, almost 16-second gap. Luis Alcala, Matt Benson, still nose to tail. Not much going on back here. Fairly calm for the most part. Their battling has subsided for a little bit. Mike T.R. Rose, who was in this battle as well, has fallen off the back of the battle, and let's see what happened to him to cause that. As he came hot into the corner here, drifts out wide. Looks like Tobias Rohrer as well in behind followed him out there. So we got a few battles going on. Battle for second place in the Mazda field. Battle for second place in the GR86 field. And then the lead battle in the BMWs is going to subside a little bit. Kieran Sharp, once he got himself out front, started to open up that gap comfortably over Marcel Maroc's now, just over 2 seconds. So heading down the front straight into turn one, we'll see if Matt Benson tries a late braking maneuver. They've got Matt Malone up ahead of them. Take a look back here from the gearbox of Malone. So he's got that battle just ahead of him. Or just behind him, sorry. Alcala looks to the inside. Looks like Malone's going to let the throttle breathe a little bit, let them through. We've got a couple BMWs in behind that are not battling on the lead lap, but seem to be battling each other on track. Interesting to see once they catch up to this battle here of Alcala and Benson, what kind of factor they play. BMWs generally have enough pace just to make the pass fairly quick, unless it's one of the real twisty sections where they have to really find and pick and choose their places. Mentioned it early on at the beginning of the race to bring the broadcast. Traffic was going to be a key factor in this race and how you navigated through it. We've seen some expertly done navigation of the traffic, and then we've seen some not so well done navigation through the traffic. For the most part, it's been fairly clean. A track this small with this many cars on track, it was bound to have something happen. But down the front straight they go. Benson much closer this time. We'll see if he's able to capitalize on that draft. Tight up on the back bumper of Alcala. Unfortunately, that BMW moving past is probably going to limit his opportunity into turn one. Pop up here to go rejoin Michael Hanswick as he's managed to get himself around Marcel Stegman. Lap car of Jankvis up ahead of him, but Samuel Fields only 2.8 seconds up ahead of Hanswick. 14.5 minutes to go in this one. See if he's got enough time to chase him down. He's giving the razzle-dazzle to Jankovic. Oh, he tries to stick it up on the inside. Jankovic didn't get the memo on the headlights, I guess. Almost came to blows there. Speaking of blows, oh, Marcel Maroc's drifting into the corner. Eli Poe, the lap car, almost gets into him. Simon Trendle, though, now up in that battle. Trendle and Garcia Blasco lurking in behind. We got a three-car battle now for second place with the lap car of Eli Poe in the middle of the pink and yellow machine. A lap down, but he's got himself injected into the battle here for second place. He's going to let them by. Oh, Trendo's going to go wide. Or Maroc's going to go wide. That's going to cost him second place. He's going to fall down to fourth. See if we can see what happened here to Trendle. Or Maroc, sorry. Coming deep. Tried to take that really shallow. Gets into the GR86. Unfortunately, I think that might have been Tillman that he got hit. I believe it was Tillman. Yeah, here it is. Marcel Maroc's going to come flying in here, unable to get the car woed down, and into the side of him he goes. That's going to cost him a couple places. They can promote Simon Trendle up into second place. Alberto Garcia Blasco, though, not ready to anoint Trendle that position. Tries to make the move up in the inside. Not enough overlap, though, to make that move stick. Down to almost 12.5 minutes to go. Time running out. Back to our Mazda battle. Kendall still leading the way. They've tightened up, though. Kendall only 2/10 over Eben. Fox another 2/10 back. Kane falling about 4/10 back of them. But Kendall having to go defensive into turn one. Fox thinking about looking up the inside of Eben. On board here, we're thinking Fox trying to find a way around Cam Evan. These drivers realizing that the clock's ticking down. We're getting near the 10-minute mark. It's going to leave us maybe 5 or 6 laps potentially in around that area. See Eben putting pressure on the back of Kendall. Fox going to try and take it out wide and loop it in. Eben going defensive on the inside. He saw that coming. He was ready for it. Kendall up ahead, looking back. We got some BMW traffic coming through there. I believe that's Marocs and Fields in behind. We saw what happened last time Marcel Maroc tried to drive underneath the slower traffic. Eben looking but unable to find a way. Kendall trying to hold tight lines onto the front straight. They go again. Comes that pack down the front straight. Rocks and Fields making the move around them into turn one. They won't be a factor in that battle now. Marcel Maroc's trying to salvage this race after having that incident early on. Oh, he's going to get a little touch from Samuel Fields. Fortunately for him, though, he didn't get spun around. Any more contact than that, though, and it might have been a race over for Marcel Maroc's. It's battle for fourth place in the BMWs. Pop back to the Mazdas again as Kendall leading the way. Cam Eben doing well with that front end damage, but no doubt 11,000 iRacing driver has definitely got some skill. See the brake rotors glowing into that corner, using up all the braking capacity they have left. 10-minute mark coming up. The pressure's on. You can see that the maneuvers are getting a little more frantic out there. Drivers looking left and right, trying to find a way around. Let's pop back quickly to the battle in GR86s. Luis Alcala still holding off, or sorry, Matt Benson holding off Luis Alcala. Benson getting around him moments ago. Benson with the inside line through the final corner. Maximizes the run out of there into turn one. And he'll hold on to that spot. Back to the Mazdas. Stegman making his way through that battle. Kane's falling back off this battle for second place on the Mazda field. Lincoln Fox falling back a little bit too. Fox looking promising laps ago. Could this just be falling back to get a run, cool his tires a little bit? We'll have to wait and see. Cam Eben still unable to find a way around Matt Kendall. One would start to wonder if he didn't have that damage, how close this battle would actually be. If it could be even tighter than it is right now. Kendall's going to drift wide. Eben with a tighter line, able to get into the throttle a little quicker. Back on board here with Eben. Both drivers drifting out wide, cutting it back in, and back out, arcing through the corner, maximizing their pace. A couple more corners to go, and this will finish up another lap here. Eben driving it deep into the corners. Kendall able to get a little quicker into the throttle on exit. Down the front straight, they're going to go again. Eben running wide, trying to hold up as much speed as he can out of that final corner. On board here with Cam Eben, you can see that damage just doesn't allow him to utilize the draft into turn one the way he would like. See Jankovic in the BMW going by. Oh, that's going to compromise Matt Kendall's entry. Wasn't able to turn in the way he would have. He had to wait for Jankovic, who was in the way. Eben looking to the inside. They're going to battle. Cam Eben's on the inside, unable to finish up that pass. It's going to come back towards Kendall here. Next time through, Lincoln Fox lurking in behind. So we'll on board here with Fox. He's got the best seat in the house for this battle. Cam Eben coming in real shallow. He's going to try and force Kendall out wide. Kendall does go wide. Going to carry a little more pace through that corner though. Lincoln Fox thinking about coming up the inside. Eben cuts back across. No, they almost make contact there. Fox had to kind of breathe the throttle a little bit. Didn't want to get involved. An hour and 53 minutes and we're down to this battle for second place. BMW lap traffic coming through. That's actually a battle for 9th and 10th. Bresden and Rossi. So what kind of factor that battle plays out here is our drivers not going to want to give up any quarter. Down the front straight. Oh, when the B was driving in, not enough fuel load for, I believe that's was Bresden. Rossi going to go around him now. Eben trying to get the run into turn one. Is he going to make it stick? Fox trying to go through too as well. Evan's going to make that pass. Can he get himself back up in the second place? Matt Kendall now. We'll see if he's able to find a way back around. He's got Lincoln Fox sniffing in the background. 6 minutes to go in this one. That's probably about three laps, more or less, 4 laps possibly. The wipers going to kick off the tire debris. Check back in quickly on this battle between Marox. Sorry, Hanswick and Marox. Marcel Marox holding on to 5th place. Michael Hanswick in 6th. Couple drivers who have had some issues but got themselves back up into 5th and 6th. Marcel Stegman there too as well. 3-car battle for 5th place. 1 hour, 54 minutes, 35 seconds, and it's come down to this. Battles throughout the top 5 in BMW, in Toyota GR86, in the Mazda MX5 class. Down the front straight they go. Marox going to go out wide. Hanswick going to go to the middle. It's going to be a battle of late breakers here into turn 1. Marox trying to force Hanswick out wide. Hanswick has to try and dive it deep under the brakes. Marox can hold that spot. They contact. They both hold on to it though. Hanswick trying to find a way around the outside. Stegman just watching this one. On board here with Stegman as he's watching this battle up ahead. They almost touch again. Hanswick has to back out of it, tries to cross back over, arcing into the corner. Marox a little shallower entry. Oh, Marox up on the curb. He's going to spin it around again. We've seen that happen earlier. That's going to move Hanswick up into 5th. Stegman going to get promoted back to 6th where he qualified. Unfortunately for Marcel Marox, that's going to drop him down again to 7th place. Strong race from him. Has gone so wrong here in the last few laps. But now we pick back up on this Mazda battle as they're moving by Marcel Marox. Kendall's got himself back ahead. Take a quick look here at how Matt Kendall got himself back. Exactly how Cam Elbin got around him into turn 1 after going down the front straight. Down the front straight we go again. 3.5 minutes to go. We got a Mazda with the hood up at the back. Eben unable to get enough for a run to make that move. Not sure if that's Xavier Kane. It is. How is he driving that thing? Let's go on board here. Yeah, how is he driving this thing? You have no idea where you're going. Well done by him for continuing on, but I have no idea how he knows where he's going. But back to this Mazda battle. Kendall holding off the charge from Cam Eben. Eben looking to the inside, late onto the brakes. Kendall going to try and arc it around. Fox right there to pounce too as well if something were to happen. Eben got himself back up into 2nd place. Lincoln Fox watching this battle up ahead. A couple more corners to go and they'll finish up. Lap 82 could potentially be their final lap. Fox looking to the inside of Kendall, unable to make that move. Into the final corner, Cam Eben going to lead this pack around. Currently holding on to 2nd place in the Mazda MX-5s. Across the line they go. Kendall, is he going to make a move into turn 1? He's not. Eben going to take that position into turn 2. The battle in GR86 between Benson and Alcala has subsided. Alcala has fallen back. Almost 2 seconds back of Benson. Kieran Sharp with a Comfortable 5-second gap up top of the BMW field. But this is the battle right here. Fox sends it up deep on the outside. Can he make the double overtake? Unable to do it, but what an attempt there by Lincoln Fox. Hats off to him by doing it. He had no choice. It was the only way he was going to try and get around these guys. Matt Kendall. Just got to be wary now of that full send from Lincoln Fox and behind. Check back in our leader, Kieran Sharp. Comfortable up ahead of this one. Should be picking up the white flag this time by. Our leader is coming around. Across the start-finish line here. That's going to finish up lap 83 for them. Into turn one. Kendall going to try and take it deep to the right. Evan trying to force him to stay out there. Fox going to try and go all the way around the outside. Lincoln Fox has to back out of it. He's just got no choice but to watch that battle up ahead carry on. He's trying everything he can to try and find a way around. Fortunately for him, he can't find any which way to do it. Final lap here now as our leader, Kieran Sharp, just behind that battle. Evan trying to send it up the outside, unable to do it. Kendall holding on to that spot. Evan Fox trying to find a way to pounce. This is it. Last couple chances for Cam Evan to take and make the move here. He's going to try and cross over. Kendall covers him off. Into the final corner they go. Checker flag. Matt Kendall going to take second spot. Kieran Sharp going to take the win. Across the line he goes. Overall win. GR86. Hayden Lyons going to bring it home for his team. A few more corners to go for Hayden. Muhammad El Harry crosses the line. Nice run by him. Comfortable win. Rio out of the final corner for Hayden Lyons. He'll wrap that one up. Oh, I thought these guys finished up. They just picked up the checker flag. This battle is still going on. Oh, that's right, they were just ahead of the leader. Pardon me. Evans gotten around Kendall. Heading into the final sector here for the last time. Take a quick look here at how Cam Evan got around Matt Kendall into turn one again. Doing exactly what he's done many times before. Down the front line, or front stretch they go. Evan gonna hold on to it. Second place for Evan. Matt Kendall gonna have to settle for third. Lincoln Fox into fourth. Nice run by all of our drivers involved. Well done. Well done. Hats off to all our drivers. Okay, and with that, that's going to make this one official. After 2 hours of racing, we had battles down to the end, so well done by all of our drivers. We'll pull up the final results here. We see Team TSRC Esports, which is Kieran Sharp going to take the win in the BMW. Simon Trendle in second place. Alberto Garcia Blasco going to come home in third. In the GR86 PLR Motorsports of Hayden Lyons and Kevin Prout going to take the win. Matt Benson in second place. Luis Alcala comes home in third for Team LSRT. In the Clios, Muhammad El Harry going to take the win. Rui Chichera in second. Andrew Pike brings it home third for TSRC Esports. And then in the Mazdas, Adnan Grosnanik going to bring home the win for his team, Adnan Grosnanik. And then Cam Eben for Baja Blasters and Matt Kendall for Clapham North round out the podium in the Mazda side of things. So well done by all of our drivers. We had excellent battles all throughout this one. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We should see you not this coming Monday, but the Monday following, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, for Production Car Challenge Top Split broadcast. This was a special feature, just due because I'm not going to be around on Monday night to do the Top Split broadcast from the Production Car Challenge for Monday night. So we popped in and did this one on this evening. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have a league or hosted event you want broadcasted, our Discord information is in the description. Hope you have an excellent July 4th weekend. We'll catch you all next time. Bye for now.